Hey everybody, it's Ryan from Pie Records, and I'm back with Hunter King from Storm Surge Reverb, and we're gonna do a top five most important albums to you, Hunter.
All right. Well, actually, probably will it be albums? If I'm permitted to do 45s,
You could do
mostly 45s.
Yeah, 7 inches are cool too.
Yeah.
As you can see over here, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Number 5. I'm gonna pretend like these are in order. They're probably not. The 45 that got me into collecting 45s was Kick Out by the Safaris. Not the Surfaris, but the Safaris. I was doing Storm Surge Reverb while I was still at WESU, and I was just dying trying to come up with more stuff to put in this show, and started hitting flea markets. And I was already doing that, looking for LPs, but I was, like I said, I was desperate. And so I went into the 45 bin and started going through, and I found this 45, and it's a great track. I mean, it's basically a Wipeout ripoff, but whatever, it's still great. And at the time it was mostly uncomped. Like, I couldn't find it on any compilations. I think it actually was on a compilation at the time, and it has been on some since. But still, I was like, I could not have heard this if I weren't doing this. And that was what got me into 45s. And to this day, I kind of prefer 45s over shopping for LPs. It's just a little more Wild West. You know, I search for records trying to find things that I haven't heard before. And that happens more in 45s than LPs.
Yeah.
So, okay, number 4. We're gonna only have 4 in my mind, so but anyway, number 4 is gonna be Green Slime. I think it's actually Richard Delvey, I think, did it, but you know, it doesn't have a band attached to it. It's a vocal track. It's from the B movie Green Slime. That was my first sort of like holy grail record that I was trying to get. And at the time, it was, when I finally got it, it was the first time I ever spent more than $100 on a 45. I haven't done that much since then. But it was a like beautiful picture sleeve version. It's a completely ridiculous song. I urge you to look it up if you're listening to this.
I'm gonna look it up.
With it. Huh?
I'm gonna look it up too.
Oh, it's absolutely great. Yeah. And so I regret nothing by spending over $100 on it. Next up, I'm gonna go with let's see. I'm doing most important, not favorites. But maybe I'll just go with what I remember as being my first final record, which was Q and Not You, No Kill, No Beep Beep. Because I ordered it from Discord's website, and I thought I ordered a CD. But I love that album to this day, and so I'll say that one. Let's see. I have a original copy of Link Wray's first record. I'm gonna put that at number 2. Oh no, I'm regretting things already. You know what? Maybe I'll just stick with 45s, even though I just put that LP in there. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Number 3 again. I'm gonna go with Les Talismans, L'Interplanétaire. It's a 45 was just recently reissued this past year. It's just a monstrous surf song from Canada. I traded a friend for it, and it was actually a duplicate copy of what's going to be my number 1 record. But I just get goosebumps every time. Let's see. Huh.
It's
Number
hard, right?
two. Huh?
It's hard.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Number two, I think I'm gonna go with, even though I don't like this song quite as much as number three, I'm gonna go with Los Jaguars from Peru, Leyenda India. Just as that Peruvian surf sound, just kind of mixed with psychedelics, sometimes cumbia, that stuff, it just sounds heavenly to me. When I first
Yeah.
heard it, it just kind of, oh, it just melted me. And that one in particular just is like nothing else. I also really love Los Belkings out of there. I probably prefer them as a band over Los Jaguars. But that 45, if I were to pick, I've decided that I'm going to pick a Peruvian 45 for number two, and I choose that one. Number one is the Morgus Creek by the Derringers. And I have a huge article on my website about my whole saga about this. Morgus the Magnificent was a horror host, sort of like Svengoolie and, all those people. He started out his career in New Orleans and eventually went to Michigan. So when he was in New Orleans, he cut a few records with like New Orleans royalty, like Dr. John, Frankie Ford. Those are, and you can find those in New Orleans. They're rare and they're valuable, but I have most of them, I think. They're cool. But he released an album called Morgus Creek with this band, the Derringers. And one side is a cool, it's a cool vocal track. The other side is a ripping instrumental, Halloween instrumental. And this guy once messaged me out of the blues. He linked me to a Reddit thread in the Unsolved Mysteries subreddit. Somebody was trying to find out more about this band. And me and this other guy on Reddit basically were like, all right, let's do this. Let's dig into this. And we scraped everything we could to find out who the Derringers were, and how this record was made. And we were looking at like every name we could find, every possible, like where it was probably pressed, any scrap that we could find. So Morgus was alive at the time. He has since passed away. His name is Sid Noel. That's his real name. He was a bit of a recluse, but I had managed to track down somebody that had a relationship with him, and he just happened to be like a recording engineer, to ask him about that record for me. And so I got recluse Morgus to weigh in on the record and basically say, oh, it was a good bunch of little kids. I don't remember what their names at all.
Nice.
So we kind of felt like we were at a dead end again, even though that was huge. And the thing was, it was a picture disc. And I was like, okay, I'd seen a picture of the front sleeve. I had no idea it was on the back sleeve. And so he and I were like, I think we're at a dead end. All we can do is somehow find this record. And all my record collecting friends in New Orleans had never gotten a hold of this record. I didn't know how this was going to happen. So we almost just given up. And so one day I was going garage sailing, and I just go to a random garage sale, and they don't even have any records out. She asks if I'm looking for anything, and she says, and I said, records? She says, oh, I just have stuff that a teenage girl in the 60s would like. I don't think you want that. I'm like, really now? But so I go through it, and there it is. There's the most important record to me at this time. It's in great shape, and there's two other copies without the picture disc. I flip it over instantly to see what's on the back, and it's nothing. I had never seen this before. It was a generic sleeve pasted to a front sleeve. Like, there was no back sleeve at all. So
yeah,
I had no extra hints. But I eventually, I was posting all this stuff on my website as it's happening, and one day I'm I'm doing my radio show and I get a call, and it's the guitarist. He had found my radio show. His daughter Googled his old band, found my page, and called my radio show and told me all about it. Mystery solved. So it was so rewarding. It was amazing.